Welcome to the boating adventure. A very good morning to you and welcome to the deck of the Swamp Duck. It's Thursday the 8th of June 2023 and as you can see there is no engine on the back of the Swamp Duck at the moment. On Monday this week I came back from a trip down the River Soar, and as I got towards the marina I decided to take the boat to the service point so that I could get rid of the toilet waste and get rid of rubbish. When I came back to start the boat again, it wouldn't start. I initially thought maybe it was sitting in too shallow water, so I pushed it further out into the channel and it still wouldn't start. So I lifted the engine and discovered that there was quite a lot of weed, this really hairy weed that's around at the moment, wrapped around the propeller, and it's really tightly wrapped too. So I cleared that, and once it was clear I tried again and the engine did reluctantly start. But what I discovered was that it was stuck in forward gear and there's no way I could actually get it into reverse. If I put it into reverse the propeller didn't spin at all. So the only motion that I'd got on the engine was forwards. But that was only forwards when I actually turned the key. I couldn't control the forwards at all. It was just going really fast forward. So the only way I could get the boat back on to the pontoon here was just to turn the engine on and then turn it off and let the boat float. So I had to do that all the way into the marina, just turning the engine on for a few minutes and then turning it off and let the boat float in. And I managed to steer it towards the pontoon here and then get a rope round the end of the pontoon and pull the boat in. So here I was faced with a boat with an engine that was quite poorly. So what I thought I'd do in this video is explain to you how I deal with those situations. When I first bought the Swamp Duck in November 2018, I had absolutely no knowledge of boats whatsoever. So the first thing I decided to do was join the River Canal Rescue Organisation, because I felt that if I got stuck somewhere I needed the support of some professionals. There are various levels of membership, but I decided I was going to go for the top one. Even though it cost £240, I felt that I needed that support, and certainly for the first little while before I got used to it, I needed to know that I was covered. Initially, the only thing that it benefited me was that I was able to arrange through River Canal Rescue for them to sort out the servicing of the engine. And because it's an outboard engine, it meant that they had to take it to an outboard specialist. So they would arrange to come along, take the engine off and take it down to L.R. Harris on the River Soar, where they would service the engine and then it would be brought back and refitted. I had to pay for the transportation of the engine and it cost £100, and that has never changed, and I've done that 5 times now, so I've paid an additional £500 on top of the membership fee to pay for the transportation. But I did benefit in other ways, because if there were any parts that were required that weren't the normal wear and tear parts, then you did get a slight discount, and you also got a 5% discount on the service itself. Now, because I didn't make any claims initially for about the first 3 years of membership, the annual fee began to reduce because you got a kind of no claims bonus. The first time that I had to call them out to do a rescue was when I was on the Ashby Canal, and the steering cable broke. And they took all this engine part, all the steering away, and they took it to LR Harris to try and get that sorted out. I did have to pay for a new cable because that was considered normal wear and tear. The fact that the cable was goodness knows how many years old, I can understand that. But there were other parts that I didn't have to pay for. They were included in the breakdown, so I kind of got some money back, I felt. When I got the boat back onto the stand this Monday, I immediately rang River Canal Rescue, because as part of the gold package they do a home start, so it's not like it has to be out on the cut or anything before they come out to you. They will come out to you in the marina. So within about half an hour one of the engineers came. I'd already spoken to LR Harris, who serviced the engine, just to ask them their opinion of what they thought might be wrong with it. And they said that they felt that the engine would have to have a strip down to sort out the gear mechanism. And when the engineer came from River Canal Rescue, he did various little tests on it, and he confirmed that as well. So he then went back to the office and he made arrangements for River Canal Rescue to come and collect the engine, and they've done that this morning. They were here at 8 o'clock, and so by 8:30 the engine is on its way to the River Soar and to LR Harris to see what they can sort out. So I thought I would catalogue and diary what happens in the next little while to see how this eventually turns out. Obviously at the moment I'm recording this, I have no idea what the end of this video will be like, because they did say at the time that, the engine is 40 years old, and the problem with it is getting parts. When the engineer came out on Monday, he did suggest that I go through the insurance policy that I have with the River Canal Rescue, just to check what kind of help they could give me as regards financial support. And I've discovered that because the engine is as old as it is, they will still give me £500 towards a replacement engine, which is good news. I think a new replacement engine is going to be within the region of £2,500, so I have to be prepared for that one. So £500 towards it will certainly help. It's a fifth. I'll put it like that. So I'm going to finish recording this little bit now, and I'll record again when something regarding this situation happens. So it means that this video might take a little while to do, but it will also give you an idea of the time scale involved. Well, a very good morning to you. A bit of an update now on the state of play with the engine. It's Saturday the 10th of June 2023. Now I had a phone call yesterday from LR Harris, who have the engine, and basically it was telling me that they could fix the old engine, but it was a lot more complicated than they first anticipated. They had got the parts, but in order to get the new parts fitted, it was quite a complicated job, and they estimated that it would be in excess of £400. So I really needed to consider whether it would be financially viable to spend that amount of money on a 40-year-old engine, which still has the potential to break down. So it has been decided that the engine should be written off as not viable. So they contacted the River Canal Rescue to that effect. I then had a conversation with a lady from River Canal Rescue who said that they were prepared to pay me £500 towards the cost of a new engine. So I'm off today down to LR Harris, and I'm taking the big guns with me today. Say hi.
Hello.
to go and sort it out. The price of it, total price, is something like £2,725, but if you say it quickly, it's not as bad. So it's just a matter of working out the logistics of them getting a new engine, and when they can get it fitted. River Canal Rescue will deliver it and they will fit it, and that's all part of the breakdown, so I don't have to pay anything for that. It really is just it is just paying for the engine. So we're off to LR Harris now. After a great deal of thought and discussion, this is the engine that I have decided to install on the Swamp Duck. It is a Tohatsu 15 horsepower 4-stroke engine. It has a long shaft, electric start and remote control, and electric fuel injection. It is the lightest fuel injection outboard on the market and the lightest engine in its class, and it comes with a 7-year warranty. I mean, I know I've had Tohatsu if I borrowed a boat, and they've been okay, they've been fine. Yeah. And so quiet. That's what you notice, isn't it? I was able to look at a similar engine that was installed in a boat in their marina. The situation as it was left with LR Harris today was that they will now make arrangements to order an engine, and they will coordinate with the River Canal Rescue as to payments and that kind of thing, and they will also coordinate when the engine can be delivered and fitted by River Canal Rescue. That won't be for a little while, not until at least the 19th of June, and that's down to me because I'm doing other things and I'm not available until then. I have been over to the boat this afternoon and I have cleared away some of the items that are connected with the old engine that are going to no longer be required, and I have made really a bit of a start for them by removing all those things, so they don't have to do that. When they arrive with the engine, they've got a clean sheet. It's just a matter of installing rather than uninstalling anything else. So I removed the fuel line because the new engine comes with a new fuel line. I removed the control box because the new engine requires a new control box. That's all part of the deal. And I removed all of the electric cabling. This is really ancient stuff. The electrics on that are unbelievable. But that was the electric choke, which I used to have to use. That was the ignition, and that was the safety cut-off. Can't really see it very well. That was the safety cutout. The little plastic wire that I never used because it wasn't long enough to put around your wrist. But the new one, I notice, has a really good size cable on it, so we can perhaps make use of the cut-off cable there, safety cable. I've removed some oil that I recently bought. This is a 2-stroke outboard oil, and I've only used about 1 litre of it, so there's about 7 litres of that. But I'm sure if I advertise that on the Facebook Marina page, somebody will take that off my hands. And similarly, I also have about 20 litres of pre-mixed petrol here. It's got the oil in it, and it's also got the Castrol classic valve master in it as well, so there's a gift for somebody. So I will get a new petrol tank, and it will only be 12 litres as opposed to the 24 litres that I have currently, so that will save some space as well. So all in all, I've made a good start. I've cleared the way, so it's just now a matter of waiting for the engine to turn up, and fingers crossed it will all work out. Very good morning to you. It is Tuesday the 13th of June 2023. I just thought I'd give you another update on the situation with the boat. Yesterday when I got back from a trip to Whitby, I discovered that there was an invoice, so I've paid that. That's £2,712.60. I said it quick. So that's all paid. So I'm just going to be waiting now upon a date for the actual fixing. Hopefully that will be either next Monday or Wednesday. Well, a very good afternoon to you. It is Monday the 19th of June 2023, and I'm back from my travels, so I thought I'd give yet another update on the state of play with the engine. Having paid the invoice, I have subsequently today received an email from LR Harris with the serial number of the engine, so I was able to contact my insurance company and notify them of the change of engine. Fortunately, that didn't make any difference to the cost of the policy, so it just carries on until the next renewal date. However, to change the details on the policy, I had to pay them the princely sum of £27.99. That's something you always have to do when you change even the smallest detail of the insurance policy with them. However, that means that the total cost of the engine now is running at £3,009. So the engine itself was £2,964, but Harrison's, bless them, they gave me a 10% discount on that for being an excellent customer, so thank you very much to them. But then I added £45 by purchasing a Fulton outboard lock, because I decided a new engine deserved a proper outboard lock rather than the chain and padlock that I've used previously. And so I'm just waiting for a donation from River Canal Rescue. The £500 has reduced to £450 because I have to pay them a £50 excess. So the total cost now is £2,262.60. I literally have just received an update from River Canal Rescue in the form of a telephone message, and it says, "This is an update from River Canal Rescue. Parts have arrived for your ongoing call out, and an engineer will be allocated soon." So we're now 14 days from when I originally broke down, so we'll just see how many more days it will take, and that will give you an idea of the kind of time span you have to allow for a breakdown on the inland waterways. A little later on this afternoon, following that message, I also got a phone call from River Canal Rescue asking me to meet with the engineer at the boat this afternoon so that I could hand over the old control box and the cables. They want the cables so that they can fit them to the new control box, and it will save some time for the fitters when they eventually bring the engine. So I went over to the boat, and the original chappie who came out to me when I first broke down turned up, and he was very grateful that I'd already done the donkey worked for him and removed the cables and the control box, so I was just able to hand them over to him. And he did say that they are trying their very hardest to try and find me a slot this week so that they can get the engine fitted. So again, it's wait and see. Well, a very good afternoon to you. It is Thursday the 22nd of June 2023, and I had a phone call whilst I was at home this afternoon from River Canal Rescue just over an hour ago to say that they'd gone down to Harris and Son to go and bring the engine back up to Sawley. So I've arranged to meet them at around about 4 o'clock. Let's just hope that everything goes according to plan. Fingers crossed everything will fit, and by the time they leave I will have a new functioning 4-stroke Tohatsu 15 horsepower engine.
I've been waiting for this, yeah. It's been up on my mind, though it's hard to resist. Feeling like one of a kind. Oh, now the hard time's over, and for a moment I won't look back now, yeah. And it's moving closer, I can feel it coming. Oh, now it's my time now. Oh, now when I look back, it's like it's another game that I'm playing.
Well, it runs. See if it cuts out. Like, if it goes in that again, then, eh? I think so, don't you? Well, we're mounted as well, look.
Even though it took a while, I know that I can rest now. 'Cause it's finally here, finally, yeah. Oh, 'cause it's finally here, finally.
A very good afternoon to you. It is Saturday the 24th of June 2023, and I've come over to the boat. This is the first time I've been back since the engine was fitted, so I thought I've done my reading, done my research so hopefully I know what to do. So I'm going to try and start the engine up, and we're just going to take the boat up the River Trent and see how we get on with it. From what I've read, I think that has to go up once that's in the neutral, and then it's just a matter of a turn. And then you take that down. And that's it. So far so good. We managed to get it out of the marina. It's very, very quiet. It's just getting used to it really. And the control here is so very, very smooth. So we've just gone through the Sawley flood lock, which is open, and now we can maybe just power it up a little bit. Just trying to work out the different noises and vibrations. We're just coming up to the Trent, so we can power it up a bit. We'll go up the Trent as far as Shardlow. We'll do the James Bond manoeuvre, come back, and maybe take it up the Derwent lock. I'll be a lot happier when I see the front of the boat lift out of the water. Then I'll know I've got the right engine. Doing 5.7 miles per hour at the moment. From the breakdown to the installation of the engine, it took just 17 days. I know that probably sounds quite a lot. If you broke down in your car, then you might expect it to be done a lot quicker than that. But then you'd probably be able to take your car to a garage quite quickly. Whereas when anything has to be mended on a boat, it has to be done by somebody visiting the boat, and that takes time to organise. So I'd like to just say a very, very big thank you to River Canal Rescue, who came to my rescue and sorted it all out. They've done the fetching and the carrying and the installation. And I also want to thank Mark and everybody at LR Harris and Son, who provided the engine, sorted all that out, and so between all the different people, we're now up and running. Been out today and it's performing very, very well. We've obviously got to take our time with it for a little while because there is a running in period. But once that's all over, I think the Swamp Duck is gonna fly. So thank you very much for watching, and do take care.